What's up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to Towa no Yugure, this time with episode 6, I think. Yep. Not a great episode last week, to be honest with you. We finally had a little bit of information surrounding things we were interested in, the kind of world building, what happened a little bit. We saw a flash of Yugure, I think her name is, at the start of the episode as well. And it does bring up that interesting question of I forget the name of this robot. She might be Yugure again. Apologies, I'm kind of mixing up the names. But this AI blonde robot, I think, judging from what we heard last episode, it's either like her kind of personality downloaded or kind of like a mix. If she kind of mixed her personality with this AI or something, I'm not 100% sure. But again, at least we cover something that I was interested in initially with the show. Other than that, kind of 5 minutes, it was just fan service stuff I don't really remember. So yeah, hopefully we're more along the lines of the stuff I am interested in today. Although I'm not expecting it. I am thinking of dropping the show, but I'm at the halfway point now, so I don't know if it's worth it. And as I said, we got a glimpse of something interesting last episode. So keep it going in that direction. I'll continue on for sure, but yeah. Let me know what you guys think about this episode in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys do like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. I think it's Toasa. I think Toasa's the blue-haired girl, and I think Yugure's the blonde one. Okay, I mixed them up. Apologies. I mean, we know there's a link between them, of course, but just like how deep is that? Is that actually her? Is that her like consciousness uploaded? Is that like a copy of her consciousness? So it's not exactly her, but a fake version, essentially. Like, yeah. Again, they're the interesting questions I want to look into. I want to look into consciousness, androids, AI, how this world has changed, and it's just incest, hot spring fan service, the character, cliche villain. Like, yeah, I'm not really sure what they're thinking. It's like the prompt for this was create the most generic fantasy you've ever heard of after quite an interesting initial episode of setting things up. On that point, it almost feels like episode 0 was written by a human and the rest was written by AI, maybe. Again, not saying they did do that, but the way it's got, it feels like they could have. It would be hugely ironic. It's the first time this girl's not half naked. Oh. Machine that shouted love at the end of the world. It is amazing, isn't it? You think of waking up, you think, I'm going to get dressed this morning. Whereas with this girl, it's, I'm going to get undressed this morning. But funny, isn't it? Such a waste of a pretty fantastic voice actress. So I guess we're done here. It's a nice kimono. Nice little flower in the hair as well. For real. Probably best tell her, no? Or does it just happen without her even realising? I gotta say, sorry to complain, but on a character level, we haven't really looked too far into even our main character, have we? I mean, they keep adding these nonsense characters that, like that fan service girl that have nothing to them, but we haven't even looked into our main character. Like it's not that we've foregone that for anything. We've foregone that, and we haven't even really looked into our main character all that much. Like, I still don't really know much at all about him as a person, and especially like the reaction to him being alive. We haven't even covered that. Like, what does he think about him now not exactly being human and being alive right now, and he should have died? Like, what does he think about that? Because he remembers it, and we just haven't had that look into him whatsoever. Like the most interesting facet to him. He's just average main character dude. As with a lot of the characters in this show, they're very much put into a certain role and don't deviate much from that. That's a pretty cool, pretty good work. It's impressive how they got that shape. Well, that looks like a squishy. I used to love eating those. My friend always used to have a packet when I came around. Well, you'd assume a date would be between more than two people, considering this Elsie stuff. Well, yeah, as I just said, like with Elsie being a thing, why just those two? It's another thing that they've like Elsie. Where is that? Like, what is the point of it? What was the point of introducing it? It was quite an interesting thing, and then it's just like it's gone nowhere, and we've now ended up in just like a normal, seemingly normal relationship. So what was even the point of it? Maybe this is her kind of human side coming through. How the hell did you fix that? Yeah, maybe this is like the human side. Like there, she definitely doesn't strike you as an android, does she? I mean, she does when like the action sequences happen, but as like a personality, she doesn't strike you as like a robotic or anything, does she? So yeah, maybe that's like the human side. If there is like a combination between a past human personality and the AI that she created, perhaps that's that, like wanting to be a bit selfish and thinking of marriage more than Elsie. Why do you even like him? He saved, like, he essentially kind of. I mean, he didn't save you. Yugure did, but why do you love him? Can we hear why? Not just that you do. I don't know. Because we definitely haven't seen why you love him. So you could at least tell us why. I'm quite interested how this guy ends up becoming part of the party. Given away in the opening that he does. So how does that come about? Honestly, this whole thing reminds me of a movie I watched the other day called The Happiness of the Katakuris. Very strange movie. That was about a family that had like a, I'm not really sure what to call it, like a house that's like a hotel which no one ever came to. Slight spoiler here, if they did, they usually die. It was really fun. It's AI. Perhaps that's not a mix of her like personality and her, but perhaps it is in a sense of less so actually a mix, but more so she's taken on her teachings. So there was no like merge or anything. There wasn't any like, upload of a personality to this AI. It's more so that this AI has just learned from who she was as a person and kind of replicating that. Because that is it at the end of the day. AI can't create anything. AI replicates. So this is like, yeah. This isn't really kind of, I don't feel for these characters because again it's AI, so it's like, does she actually feel this way? Does AI have feelings? No, she's just imitating her creator, right? I don't, AI might be different in this series, but like, yeah. I think I would have got on board with this a bit more if it was like an actual kind of fusion of a human consciousness and AI. Sorry, I've just got something on my head right now. I want to bring up this series, which is a really interesting look at kind of AI and these Android stuff. Atri, that's the one. There was an anime that came out, I think last year, called Atri, My Dear Moments, and that had a really interest. Like initially, it was quite slow to set up. It's about like an AI Android girl, um, and that's really interesting. Like if you guys were interested in the concept of this, not so much where it's gone, but the concept that it started out with, I definitely recommend watching Atri because that had a really interesting Android character being Atri, and it's really touching at the end of that series. But yeah, I was trying to think of the name of this last week. But if you guys were interested in like the premise of this, away from the fantasy bullshit, I definitely recommend checking that out. It starts out quite slowly. But it starts out fine, and then it kind of gets slower, but it does ramp up towards like the midway point, the latter half. Really good. But there's no such thing as marriage. It's Elsie. Cost a long time. Do you have the capacity to love? Again, she really doesn't feel like an AI android, does she? Again, I want to like. We know that she clearly does have the capacity to love, but like, we don't know why. We don't know how that came about. We don't. Yeah. This show really does just like it gets from point A to point B, and everything in between is just nothing. There's just nothing in between. That's I could say that about so much about this show. The characters, the story. Yeah. It foregoes the most interesting part of everything. And there's things that are done in that place where it's like sometimes it's done really well in the sense of fill it in yourself. Like you've got some smarts, you've got some brains about you, viewer. You can fill that in yourself. You can make up what you want to. You like some Quentin Tarantino movies. And don't get me wrong, this is fucking nothing compared to a Quentin Tarantino movie. But sometimes in those you're left to fill in your own kind of things, like the suitcase. It's like never revealed what that is because you the viewer make that up yourself and so on. This is that, but unintentional and bad. Like, oh, you have to make up yourself because we're not going to give you anything. We're not going to give you the slightest thing. So, like, was I meant to care for these characters? Was I meant to care for these two that we met last episode and had about 2 minutes screen time with? God, this is just like nothing. Like, I keep complaining, but this is just nothing. It's just nothingness. Like nothing's going on screen right now. Nothing. How's any of this like? What? How long has it been? 17 minutes. And what has been accomplished? How where? What? How far have we come since last episode? We haven't moved at all. Nothing's moved. Nothing's been looked into. But those two random characters we introduced last episode have now got a happy ending. Good for them. And this guy's just going to randomly join us out of nowhere, even though he's also had about a minute screen time. Like, why? It just keeps skipping things. Like, the pacing of the show is incredible. Why? Why is this rando just joined us? We didn't get along with him awfully well. We didn't see much of him. He gave us a bit of exposition about how the world is now, but who is he? Now we're at like a modern hotel. Like what's man? This show is an absolute shit show. Honestly, in my opinion. Apologies if you guys like it. I mean, you can like whatever you do like, but in my opinion, this is one of the worst formatted shows I've seen in a while. It's crazy. I keep hearing people complain about One Punch Man, One Dance for their animation and looks. Yeah, I haven't seen anyone complain about this absolute mess. I guess it does show where we are at today, where visuals come on top of everything. The most popular, best shows are those because of their visuals, not so much because of the story or characters. Kind of sad. Yeah, this looks like something from Atri. This setting right here. So as I just said, we could have totally skipped that first 17 minutes and just started the episode here, really. Might as well have. Again, this all looks so modern. Master. It's restricted. I mean, that's the one thing we do about this guy, to be fair. He seems to be a womanizer. He's a womanizer and he gives us dialogue for the plot. Got some interesting eyes, hasn't she? Sorry, but sorry, just logistically, maybe this is nonsense, but why does this look like this from the outside? Yeah, it looks so modern and fresh inside. I don't know. Like, why is this place like seemingly a functional place, yet it looks like an absolute shithole? We've got working train stations. Yeah, I can imagine this train station looks like it's overrun with greenery from the outside. Maybe they just don't care about maintaining this, but okay. The magic key. Well, this guy is absolute plot convenience right here, isn't he? But yeah. But yeah, another disaster episode, honestly. It wasn't disastrous in terms of it being bad per se, but it wasn't good. It didn't do anything. We could have skipped 17 minutes this episode and got to this point and nothing would have changed. This character here, like I said, he's absolute plot convenience. He's got one character trait, he's a womanizer. The other character trait he's got is that he's here to move the plot along. He is here to give us information and for us to obtain information. And that's it. That's the extent to him. At least it's a little bit more than what this girl got. She got fan service and that's it. So at least it's a bit more than that, but like we're just meant to just get on board with this guy. No arc about him, no exploration of him as a person or anything. Just yeah, he's just going to join the queue. Why not? Like I said, it's quite incredible that I've not seen anyone talk about how much of a disaster this show's been. And it's annoying as well because it keeps bringing up these little like last episode. It keeps bringing up these little like glimmers of getting back to what's actually interesting. As we saw at the end here, they're actually going to be looking into it now, and it's kind of like, do I stay because we're now going to be looking into it? But I said that last week, and we spent 20 minutes of this episode not looking into anything and bullshitting around. If you care for the relationships and the characters, you probably quite like today's episode, but because they're just not written well, I just can't get behind it. Look, it looks the same next week. Like, oh, here's the promise of us expanding the story and the things you're interested in, and the whole preview is stuff we're not interested in. The fan service character and some bullshit escapades. Although this girl seemed to return. I haven't seen her in a little while. Paper songs of a budding primate. Well, Paper songs of a budding primate. Quite the title. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you made it through, yeah, just this show just I can't lie to you guys, this has been one of the worst shows I've watched on my channel in some time. It kind of reminds me of what's it called? Wonder Egg Priority. It kind of reminds me of that, where I really enjoyed the first half of Wonder Egg Priority. In this case, the first episode, or the first couple episodes, and then it just absolutely fell off a cliff. Same things happened here. It's just like we introduce these characters that own this lodge place here that we've given 2 episodes with maybe 5 minutes screen time in total. This story, like this right here is a good example. We had this story about how they're going to be tearing down this place for the minerals that are here. Why did we bring that up? Why is that a plot point? Because it's not a plot point. We're never going to get back to that. Never. Same shit we've done in the last couple of arcs. This incest family. We're never going to see them again. Maybe it might be a thing of, oh, we see all the characters that we built up in the final episode, like some kind of happy send-off or something. But why even bring that up? Why even bother? Why bother showing us these characters and their relationship and trying to end off on some happy note when we've had 2 episodes with them, 5 minutes screen time, and we're never going to. And we know we're never going to see them again. We don't care for them because you haven't looked into them as people. You've just given us these hugely generic plot points. Even the plot point of the minerals being like, it's so generic, it's crazy. Again, we had this date here, which I guess if you are invested in the characters and their relationship, it's probably quite nice to watch for you guys. But I'm not behind it whatsoever, because as a character, especially our main character, we just still don't know fuck all about him. We don't know his reactions to what's happened, the history he's had. Like, we haven't covered any of that. Her character, I mean, she's an AI robot, but she seems more human than even like the fan service girl. Like, she shows even more personality than her. It's just like, I don't know, I can't get behind it, so I didn't enjoy it. And it was just 17 minutes of that shit, so just like 17 minutes of nothing. And then we finally did move the plot along a little bit with this character here that is specifically designed to move the plot along, seemingly. He's got the keys and knowledge to everything that we need to know. And yeah, it kind of promises to look more into that, and then in the preview it says "fuck you," no, just like it did last week. So whether I'm going to drop this, I'm still not sure. Like, I'd like to, but again, there's just something that just like says maybe we might turn it around. Maybe it might be reverse Wonder Egg Priority, where it starts out good, and then it gets shit, and then maybe it starts getting good again. I do really doubt that, but it keeps promising this stuff, like at the end of the episode each week. I don't know. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments, though. Apologies, there's such a downer reaction. It's just again, probably one of the worst shows. Maybe not in terms of overall one of the worst shows, like animation quality and such are all like decent. The voice actors are great. Maybe I've watched worse in recent years, but I've got to say this has been definitely one of the most disappointing in the last few years shows that I've watched on the channel for sure. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys did somehow enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. And I'll maybe see you guys next week. Not 100% sure about that, but yeah.